Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your news report and second stimulus check update.
Congress, make law, take a whole lot of pressure off struggling people, and then keep debating the areas where we don't agree. There's no actual reason why the fates of common sense policies, like a second round of the job-saving Paycheck Protection Program, had to be linked to the fates of fringe proposals like stimulus checks for illegal immigrants. There's no reason why the fate of funding for vaccine distribution or extending unemployment aid or legal certainty for universities should have been tied to radical ideas like paying people more not to work than essential workers earn on the job. These linkages have been totally arbitrary. Just a political decision that Democratic leaders made many months back. Democratic leaders have tried to create a narrative where it's taken for granted that the most bipartisan, commonsensical relief policies would live or die with their side's most outlandish ideas.
Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is your news report and second stimulus check update. Congress cannot agree on a stimulus bill, so states and cities are stepping in according to CNBC. Alaska, Colorado, Maryland, New Mexico, and New York City are among the areas that have infused money into households and businesses over the past 2 weeks. So yes folks, stimulus payments and unemployment benefits are going out to some Americans, but it's not through the federal government, it's through the state and local government. And according to the New York Times, top Democrats back compromise plan to revive stimulus talks. The Democratic leaders in Congress endorsed a $908 billion plan put forth by moderates in both parties, offering a significant concession in efforts to jumpstart negotiations. Now before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe to my channel and click the notifications bell. On this channel, I always provide you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check information. And by the way folks, leave a comment down below telling me who you think is to blame for holding back our second stimulus payment. Is it the Republicans or the Democrats? And let's get this video to 1,000 likes if you think that Congress must pass more stimulus payments to the good American people like yourself. Now first, let's see what Senator Mitch McConnell has to say about a second stimulus payment.
You alluded to the bipartisan framework that came out today. Have you had a chance to look at that? And since you're talking about the importance of the president signing something, the House would have to pass something too. So why wouldn't a bipartisan proposal that could potentially also pass in that body be a better way to go?
Yeah, we just don't have time to waste time. We have a couple of weeks left here. Obviously, it does require bipartisan support to get out of the Congress, but it requires a presidential signature. And this government is in place for sure for the next month. And I think the place to start is, are we actually making a law or are we just making a point? And I think the way you make a law for sure is you've got a presidential signature. So we'll see how it goes forward. I think the one thing we all agree on, as I said, waiting till next year is not an answer. We need a targeted relief bill.
Everybody tell me in comments down below, do you think that Mitch McConnell is going to pass a second stimulus bill? Some Republicans and Democrats have already proposed a $900 billion proposal to Senate Leader Mitch McConnell, but he rejected the package, saying that it was way too much.
What can't wait? What can't wait? American workers, American small businesses, K through 12 schools, the vulnerable Americans and frontline healthcare workers for whom speedy vaccine distribution will literally be a life or death matter. Yesterday, my home state of Kentucky experienced yet another dreadful record-setting day. But Kentuckians also know that hope is in sight. Our state's workers are standing by at the UPS Worldport in Louisville and the DHL Express American Hub in northern Kentucky, key logistics centers that will play crucial roles in sending vaccines all around the country. Our people are hurting, but they're ready to finish this fight. Congress should not keep them waiting for reinforcements that should have arrived literally months ago. So compromise is within reach. We know where we agree. We can do this. Let me say it again, we can do this. and we need to do this.
Now, because our politicians in Congress cannot agree on a second stimulus payment yet, some states and cities are stepping in. According to CNBC, Alaska, Colorado, Maryland, New Mexico, and New York City are among some of the places in America that have infused money into households and businesses over the past 2 weeks. In Minnesota, lawmakers are also working to push through similar measures. The collective action to put money into households and local economies is happening as Congress negotiations remain at a standstill, according to CNBC. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer on Wednesday expressed support for a bipartisan $908 billion measure, more than $1 trillion less than their prior asking price. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said Thursday that compromise is within reach. Meanwhile, aid programs for the jobless, renters, and student borrowers, which are each supporting millions of Americans, expire at year's end. Job growth has slowed in the winter months, threatening to further pain for businesses. The governor of Colorado told reporters, "We know that Colorado or any state can only do so much, and national help is urgently needed. We see the light at the end of the tunnel with news of a vaccine, but the consequences of this pandemic will be far lingering if Washington fails to act." With that being said, folks, that's all of news in regards to your second stimulus check, second stimulus payment, and unemployment benefits. Now, if you found this video useful, be sure to subscribe to my channel, because I always provide you with the most up-to-date and reliable stimulus check updates. And let's get this video to 1,000 likes if you want Congress to pass a second stimulus payment before Christmas.